Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Stellaris Console Edition video. Before we get into this, I'll go ahead and remind everybody that the newest two expansions for the Stellaris Console Edition are now in the store. Most of you probably know that, but I thought I'd go ahead and announce it anyway. We have the Humanoid Species Pack, and we have Apocalypse. Just like the other expansions, I highly recommend picking these up. I think they add a good amount of value to the game. But speaking of the game, let's get back to it. It is the year 2252, and the PlayStation Network is basically preparing for another war. We had one war with the hierarchy of Bok. We ended up victorious and we took some of their space, but it's kind of a foregone conclusion that at the end of our truce, they will be attacking us again eventually. So we're fortifying this system. This is one of the systems we took from them. We took this spaceport and we are upgrading it to a star hold. I'm also upgrading a spaceport over this way. I'm not too worried about this system right now, but I am going to keep upgrading this spaceport, and we have a small fleet here in this system. We have one empty building slot, and so I'm going to add some service umbilicals. For now, anyway. We just recently met the Kelzin Stellar Republic. Compared to the Bok, they are pretty friendly with us. They're much more of a peaceful empire. Taking a look at their diplomatic status list, it appears that they know some empires that are unidentified to us, and they're friendly with some of them and unfriendly with some of them. But there's really nothing here that's worrisome for the PlayStation Network at this point. It looks like their main problem with us is that they don't like our orbital bombardment policy. So I'm going to go into our policy list, which is down this way in the menu. And right now we have an indiscriminate orbital bombardment policy, so we're going to change that to selective, and the Kelzin should like that, I think. And then for some reason, I don't even know why I did this. As usual, at least once every video there's something where I'm watching the footage and I think, why did I do that? But I went into our war philosophy and changed our policy from unrestricted wars to defensive wars. I'm not sure why I did that. I may regret that. I may change it back, but I have to leave it that way for now. I think it's 10 years. But I'm going to leave everything else like it is.
Construction complete.
We have a new outpost down this way. I'm not sure how far down this way I'm going to spread my space. But we do have a nice defensive choke point down here, so I'm going to at least go that far. One of our science ships have scanned Digantu 5, and those scans have revealed a large ocean heated by hydrothermal vents beneath the ice mantle covering the surface. Science Officer Helperbot Q7 dispatched probes from the PSN scientific module that drilled through several miles of thick ice and found the water below teeming with what appears to be life. We will need more resources to conduct a thorough study of the many unique life forms inhabiting this ocean. So this adds some research points to the planet, and also it issues a special project for a deep sea expedition. Interesting.
Special project complete.
It did not take long for Helperbot Q7 to complete that special project, and they returned from the expedition that studied the rich biosphere in the seas beneath the ice mantle of Digantu 5. The underwater probes have mapped the terrain and cataloged most of the life forms. Although this data may be of some use to our biologists, no particular discoveries have been made that would have any applications beyond that. So HelperBot Q7 got some experience, but otherwise this planet is just mildly interesting. Taking another look at our contact list and the hierarchy of Bok. We have a truce with them until January 2259. And then if we take a look at the Kelzen, even though we haven't really been to war with them, we have a truce with them until July of 2262. So we're obviously going to have problems with the Bok first, if we have problems with the Kelzen at all. But like I said, I'm not really worried about this spaceport down this way toward the Kelzen. I'm more worried about the one that's right there next to the Bok space. So I'm going to take this small fleet that I moved all the way down there, and I'm going to move them all the way back up here, and then make this their home base once again. Sasson Station will be the home base for all of my fleet now. And we're going to go ahead and add a gun battery and a missile battery and some service umbilicals to this spaceport. One of our resource stockpiles is full. We have 15,000 minerals, so we can't technically gain more minerals. So I should probably spend a few, but I think what I'll do right now is go into the market and sell some. Go over to the sell menu, and I think I'll sell 5,000 of them for about 3,100 energy credits. The PSN scientific module evidently detected some sort of a rhythmic noise from a planet, and they are reporting that the measured pounding observed from orbit is the motion of immense and ancient geothermal extractors breathing their last. Built and then abandoned at some point in the distant past, the vast batteries of disintegrating machinery have been pumping up superheated fluids from the planet's core ever since. Their storage capacitors are all broken or leaking, but some energy can still be siphoned from them. So we gained another 1,000 energy credits, and this also adds some engineering research points to the planet. So all in all, this is an excellent report. Our scientists report that M4761 is partially hollow. Within its interior spaces sprawls a dense honeycomb structure crafted of some unknown alloy, housing containers of alien genetic material. By all appearances, this is an archive of life, the genetic record of some earlier civilization come and gone. Most of the DNA is hopelessly degraded, but there is still much to learn here, and this is undoubtedly fascinating. This is an interesting find. In gentle orbit around IL-757 floats a portable databank. Scooped up by the PSN scientific module, it is found to contain text in some alien language. The vocabulary is not wholly unfamiliar, but the syntax is disconcertingly complex. Science Officer HelperBot Q7 recommends a more thorough study to decipher the text's contents and origins. So we have the choice to analyze it on Earth, which would give us a special project, or we can leave it. And for some reason, and I can't really explain to you why I decided to do this, but I decided to leave it. Here's a look at the whole galaxy. You can see that there's still a lot of unknown space.
Construction complete.
But we are slowly filling in the blanks over on our side in our space. Still building new outposts and new mining stations. Exploiting nature as best we can. Science Officer Coadjutron 11 reports that the luminous waves coursing through the ice that blankets Nizatorum 4A is of alien origin. Some ancient battle has deposited scattered wreckage of an alien fighter on the frozen planet, and only the exposed core of its main weapons remains intact. It seems that this alien race used lasers fairly similar to the ones currently in use by PSNian fleets, and the fizzling innards periodically discharge low-powered lasers into the ice of Nizatorum 4A. The planet's harsh climate prevents the lasers from actually melting the ice, allowing the chilly matrix to act as a brilliant prism. So we've got a big Pink Floyd light show in space. Coadjutron gains 100 experience, and he says this is interesting.
Technological acquisition successful.
We got some technology that basically doubled our naval capacity. We can now build up to 66 corvettes. I'll have to be careful not to build too many of them because we only have enough energy to support so many ships at a time. But now I think I'm going to research interstellar campaigns because that will lower our claim influence cost and also lower our war exhaustion rate. So I think that will be useful in the future against the Bok. Meanwhile, 10 years has flown by and both of our contracts with the curators and the artisan troop have run out. It is time to renew those contracts. Each contract will cost us 2,000 energy credits for another 10 years. We'll get extra research from the curators and extra unity from the artisan troop. I think both of these are good deals, and we have plenty of energy credits at the moment, so I am going to re-up on both of these contracts. Our small fleet has reached our main defensive point against the Bok, so now I'm going to see about reinforcing them.
Technological acquisition successful.
We can upgrade both our small fleet and our larger fleet, and we can start adding more corvettes to the smaller fleet.
System survey complete. Communications alert.
And look at this. This warms my heart. This is what I was waiting for. This is what I was hoping would happen. The hierarchy of Bok has declared the Kelzen their rival. Very happy about this. And here's another piece of good news. If you remember earlier, the Kelzen offered us a non-aggression pact, and then shortly afterward they backed out of it. But now they have offered us another one. So I think they know that they are about to be in a life or death struggle with the Bok. And meanwhile, we have earned another tradition point. We're still working on the expansion tree. We only have one option right now, and that is the automated colonization units, which will give us an additional pop with each new colony. So we are very close to finishing this tree and getting another ascension perk. And on that happy note, I think this is a good spot to go ahead and end this video. I think the Bok and the Kelzen are about to be at war. I guaranteed the Kelzen's independence, so I don't know if that means I have to go to war too. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. I guess we'll be finding out shortly, but for now, we will leave off here. As always, thanks very much for watching.